welcome to NRG Stadium for the annual Labor Day Classic press conference and luncheon. In 1920, 8 men representing 6 colleges from the state of Texas came to Houston to discuss collegiate athletics and the challenges for their respective institutions. By the time the session had concluded, they had founded an athletic league that has slowly become one of the leading associations in the world of college athletics. The original founding fathers of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the Super Six, were C.H. Fuller of Bishop College, Randolph and C.H. Patterson of Paul Quinn College, E.G. Evans, C.H. Fuller of Bishop College, Red Randolph and C.H. Patterson of Paul Quinn, E.G. Evans, H.J. Evans, and H.J. Starnes of Prairie View A&M, D.C. Fuller of Texas College, and G. Whitty Jordan of Wiley College. The Southwestern Athletic Conference is now 94 years old and encompasses Prairie View A&M, Texas Southern University, Jackson State, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Mississippi Valley State, and Alcorn State. The annual Labor Day Classic enters its 30th year and features Southwestern Athletic Conference rivals Prairie View A&M and Texas Southern University. The first ever Labor Day Classic was played right next door in the Houston Astrodome in 1985. I think I caught a pass in that game, Coach. The TSU head coach then was, Johnny Cole threw a couple touchdown passes en route to Texas Southern, capturing their first victory of 19-7 over the Panthers before 25,000 fans right next door. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the annual Labor Day Classic in its 30th year. And at this time, we will call up Ms. Nina Jackson with NRG Stadium with some remarks.
My name is Nina Jackson. I'm Director of Marketing and Public Relations here at NRG Park. I'd just like to say how excited we are to once again host this magnificent matchup. We know it's going to be a great football game. I think the question remains, though, is the bigger battle at halftime or is it on the gridiron? Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster.com, at all Ticketmaster outlets, and at the Reliant Stadium South ticket windows. We'd like to have a sellout for this 30th anniversary game. So again, once again, on behalf of S&G here at NRG Park, as well as the Harris County Sports and Convention Corporation, we are very excited to host this game once again, and we look forward to everyone being there. Thanks again.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome the head coach of Texas Southern University, Coach Darryl Asbury.
Good afternoon. I tried to climb up right here a second ago, and Coach Norton, I don't know if the camera caught that, tried to push me. I know you thought I was going to fall and hurt myself. I'm going to be there on Sunday, Coach. I'm going to be there. I like to say to everyone, again, another exciting year of Texas Southern football. We kind of down and out last year, Coach Norton. I felt that my team, I brought a couple of players with me, and they told me, they said, Coach, I know that's your buddy, your friend. He took advantage of you last year, Coach. So, don't forgive him too much. So I decided I was going to bring a couple of guys with me this year, Coach Norton. I'm going to introduce those guys because I'm an offensive guy, but I started on defense this year with my money, Coach. A lot of the money, Coach. My All-American sack master, Amir Bloom, is back. My transfer from Texas A&M, Mr. Claiborne. And I don't even call him by his first name, I say Mr. Claiborne. My linebackers back, Kendrick Conley and Larry Clark, Mr. GQ. So Coach Norton, those are a couple of faces you're going to have to face him. But moving on to the press conference. Again, it's an exciting time to be here. The game is going to be an exciting football game. Coach has done a great job with this program. We just got off a conference call, and they were asking questions about Coach Norton and the program. I said, the coach has done a great job of building the foundation. He was in this conference before I got to the conference, and I thought he's done a great job with his program. We're in the process of getting our program headed in the right direction. We had a great recruiting class. Kids worked very hard this summer, and I feel very positive about this football game. Our coaching staff, I can't say enough about those guys. I take my hats off to those coaches. My coaches all around in the building. If you guys would please stand, without me calling your names, if you please stand. Thank you. Those guys have done a great job in helping build this foundation. But I also like to say I could not have done the building process without my athletic director, Dr. Charles Cullen. He has done a great job in allowing us to get kids in summer school. The foundation started this summer when we were able to get 56 young men in summer school, and none of them have to spend a dime out of their pocket. I think that's where the foundation started with him, and you'll see the difference this year in this football team. It's going to be a very exciting football game. It's going to be for 60 minutes. It won't be for 3 quarters this year, Coach Nora. It's going to be 60 minutes. 60 minutes of fun. So in closing, I want to say to the Prairie View fans, I hope you're ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. And now we'll have the head coach of our Prairie View University Panthers, Coach Heish Norman.
Good afternoon. I was trying to wait on a little bit of water. I feel like I'm getting a little cotton mouth. From Prairie View University, I want to bring greetings on behalf of Dr. George Wright and all of our alumni. Where we produce productive people at Prairie View University. When we go into this season, our motto is all out, all game, all season. And that's the way we're going to play. All out, all game, all season, regardless of the score, whether we're up by a lot or down by a lot. That's going to be our motto, and we're going to stay true to that. I noticed Coach Asbury brought some of his players and brought some of his coaches. Now, I don't know how he brought his players, but I know at Prairie View classes started today, and I think they started at Texas Southern. So I make sure I make a note and call the compliance office and all those people that know that there was some players that wasn't in class today. So I know my guys are in class, my coaches on campus, they check in class on the first day. So I made sure of that. So, I don't know how it is at other schools, but I know at Prairie View we go to class on the first day. And they better be sitting on the front row in the middle of the class. So that's how we do things at Prairie View. But, to each his own. I want to say congratulations to Texas Southern University, their football program. Being an alumni of Southern, I'm very proud that Aeneas Williams was inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Michael Strahan, who was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame as well. And I'll tell a quick story. I was in school, I think I may have been a redshirt freshman, a freshman at the same time Michael was playing at Texas Southern. And I remember being on the scout team, and I was a scout team member, and our offensive coordinator kept saying, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, being Texas Southern's defense. And, we came over to Houston and lost that game. And after that game, we always joke about it. We made 2 stops after that game. We made 1 stop at French's Chicken to pick up some food. We made another stop at the hospital to pick up our quarterback, and that's where Mike was sent him. So, it goes back a long ways, the heated rivalry between myself and Texas Southern University. But we look forward to getting out there and competing. We've had some unfortunate injuries be bestowed on us, but at the end of the day, we have a next man up philosophy. We're not going to make any excuses about anything. We're not going to make any excuses about our practice fields. We're not going to make any excuses about who's eligible or not eligible. Whoever shows up to play with Prairie View, a Prairie View uniform, we'll be ready to play. And I'll say this, Dr. McClellan and myself, I consider him a good friend of mine. Because had it not been for him, I wouldn't be in the position that I am. He was the athletic director when I first got to Prairie View. I remember teaching 12 hours a semester, sometimes a 9 to 12, and him getting with me and saying, Coach, what can we do to help you? helped make this program better. He got all the coaches out of the classroom, and I appreciate him for that. I have to say a lot of thanks to Mr. Ashley Roberts, who's my current athletic director, for trying to put things in place, a lot of process getting cleaned up to make sure we can do the things that most other schools do and do it the way that most other schools do it, because a lot of times we run into problems trying to get simple things done, and he's done a lot to try to clean up that process. And me being a math guy, I firmly believe that if you get the process right, you'll get the answer right, and that's true in any form of life that you deal with. So I want to thank both athletic directors here on the panel. I see Mr. McClellan at HEB. I swear to God, he follows me sometimes, but I always see him at HEB in the neighborhood, and I have seen him. I must say, I saw him with some Texas Southern paraphernalia on. I know last year people thought I said he didn't have on a shirt, but I said he didn't have a Texas Southern shirt on. So he did have on a Texas Southern shirt the last time I saw him, so I must say that. The friendship between Coach Asbury and I, and it goes way back. Like I say, when you grew up 2 streets from each other, you attend the same high school, you both were very successful as high school student athletes. We both went to schools within the conference, and we both were pretty successful as student athletes in the conference. I was a little bit more successful as a student, but he may have been a little bit more successful as an athlete than I was. But at the end of the day, we both head coaches. Now, I told him, and I climbed with him a lot when I talked to him, and I asked him, please, whatever you do, coach, don't call me anymore. And I'll just give you a timeline of the phone calls this summer and some of the things that happened. So I think July 4th, we both were supposed to be in Baton Rouge to go play golf. Coach Asbury, we get a mix up, he doesn't show up. I don't play golf much, but I break my favorite golf club out there playing. So about a couple weeks later, he calls me, Coach, what's going on, man? I'm just calling to check and see how everything going. The very next day, my dog gonna start running back tears his ACL. So I was like, damn. He called me about 2 weeks later to check and see how my starting running back was doing. My dog gonna start defensive end break his leg. I say, no, man, there must be something going on with Coach Asbury. So in the phone calls. So he calls me again. I may have called him just to see what was going on. And I was supposed to take his son fishing. I told him, I said, man, I'm gonna take my son fishing. So the next day, I take my son fishing. My son loses my favorite fishing pole over the side of the boat. I said, man, this gotta be something. So he called me, and this is God honest truth. This last Friday, my wife was fortunate enough to be able to come to Prairie View and eat lunch with me. I hadn't seen her since we started two-a-days. And we walking from the cafeteria on campus. And lo and behold, Coach Asbury called. I say, baby, this Coach Asbury. I say, for your sake, I'm not gonna take this phone call, because you're gonna either get hit by a shuttle bus or you're gonna get in the wreck on your way home. So that's why I had to call you back for the love of my family. But we always talk and bounce things off each other. But I tell you what, Mr. McClellan, if he called me before the game on Saturday, it's gonna be a misunderstanding at the 50-yard line. That's where it comes from, phone calls. We out there tussling, but we have a lot of love and admiration for each other as brothers from the same place. But we look forward to putting on a good product for both alumni, for the city of Houston. I think it's gonna be a great event, and we look forward to go out there and competing. And like we say, all out, all game, all season. That's the way we're gonna do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'd like to call up Athletic Director Charles McClellan of Texas Southern University.
I just want to answer one question. Coach asked, how can I get these young men out of class? And I just want to run down the table with Amir Bloom, 4.0. Claiborne, he just got here. Conley, 3.2. Larry Clark, 3.5. My compliance team, and no APR problem.
Some of you will get that on your way home. Charles Porter, good seeing you again, man. A lot of people don't know I got my start in athletics because of Charles Porter. We did the radio back a long time ago. As a matter of fact, he wouldn't allow me on the radio. I had to come audition for Charles Porter. And it didn't have anybody else to do it, so he allowed me on the radio. 10 years later, I became athletics director. We had a lot of good time. One of my best friends in the world, Charles Porter, is definitely good to see you. Nina Jackson, you moving up in the world, girl. You giving remarks at the Labor Day Classic press conference. Nina takes care of everything. I know Ashley has been working with her this year. Nina is also a very good friend of mine. Nina, I appreciate your friendship over the years. You've always taken care of me, not only professionally, but a lot of instances personally. And I want to say thank you for being a true friend as well. And since I'm shouting out the friends, I was a little nervous, but I see him in the back, Earl Jemison. I don't never get this thing started without you, so I appreciate you being here. I didn't see you, but I saw the cowboy hats and boots, and I knew that you were here. So Earl Jemison, I appreciate you being here. Also, I would like to acknowledge all of the staff of the athletics department. Too many of them to name. Please wave your hand. Football coaches, athletic staff, assistant athletic director, sports information compliance. I appreciate you being here as well. Also, I would like to say, Coach, Northern last year, I think I kind of hemmed them up. Coach Northern did tell you guys I was running around naked in the neighborhood. I appreciate him clearing that up. He said that I had on Jackson State colors last year, and I had on a gray suit. So I made sure that I changed ties, but I noticed that Coach Northern had on a gray suit. And have on a purple suit. Must be something. I like to point out differences in last year and this year, and there are a lot of differences. I'm going to give you, since you're telling true stories, Coach Northern, let me give you a true story. We had Texas Southern Media Day early last week. Now, this is where we bring all of the media in and we talk about the season. And one particular member of the media had a slight infatuation with Prairie View. So as he started to ask his questions about the future of Texas Southern football, every last question that he asked talked about Prairie View. Am I right, Coach Mike? He said, Prairie View, Coach Asbury, how are you going to stop Prairie View? They scored 50 points in 2 games last year. How are you going to stop Prairie View? They had the nation's leading offense. How are you going to stop Prairie View? How are you going to stop the quarterback? They got the best quarterback not only in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, but the best quarterback overall. And I leaned to Coach White and I said, we're playing Prairie View, we're playing New Orleans Saints. I think Coach Northern planted that guy that I freshman. He did not ask one Texas Southern question whatsoever. And that is not, if you know Coach Northern, you know that's something that he probably would do. Now, I have to say this as well. I got up here 2 years ago. You guys, I talked to you about my son struggling in biology class, right? And I don't know if you recognize that story. Remember, Coach Northern's sister-in-law taught my son biology his 10th grade year. I want to let you know she did not teach him 11th grade year when he took biology over. And she said, you beat my brother-in-law, so therefore you go home tell your daddy that I beat you in biology. So Coach Northern, I just want to let you know, I'm checking that off the list. We did not sign up for your sister-in-law's biology class. Last point about this game, wonderful history, wonderful tradition, a lot of ties. But I asked Coach Asbury, this is the third thing that we're going to do differently than we did in previous years. I told Coach Asbury, I want you to bring 4 of the meanest looking guys that we got so Coach Northern will know what we're working with this year. I want to be very clear from the athletics director perspective. We've had a difficult time getting our football program turned around at Texas Southern University. We've had APR problems, which Coach Asbury said no more. We have the 3rd highest APR of all Division I FCS black college football teams. We had the nation's lowest. Coach Asbury has done a wonderful job. We've taken care of the academics. Now it's time to take care of business on the football field. We took the chains off of Coach Asbury. We had a lot of them on. We had recruiting restrictions, Coach Northern. We would not allow him to recruit a student athlete that had less than a 2.5. We would not allow him to recruit a transfer unless they had 3 years of eligibility, immediately eligible to participate that current year. We did not allow him to take no more than 2 to 3 transfers per year. We did not allow him to do anything other than build his team the right way, and that was through freshmen. We got beat up year one. We took some steps in year two. Amir, year three, it's time to go play some football. So I want my players to know, I'm not talking to Prairie View anymore, I'm talking to you. We're not playing the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. We're playing the Prairie View Panthers, and I'm guaranteeing to win, Coach Norman. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring Ashley Robinson up here, I got a remark about that tall tale Charles just told about him having to come out and audition for Panther Sports. Charles was always someone that I looked up to, even though he was a little younger than me. And he used to meet me in the back of Memorial Students and say, hey man, I want to do some football with you. I said, okay. I'm like, who is this kid? Next thing I know, Charles is over there, and it's been history. But one thing I did learn from Charles McClellan, I was kind of, I guess I can say, rambunctious back then when I was doing the sports. It was a tough deal because we were in our 80-game losing streak. Pretty much a lot of people were poking a lot of fun at Prairie View. But Charles taught me a lot of patience, and he taught me some poise. And from that, Charles, I've become the success that I've been doing today, and I thank you sincerely for that. And also, I can see out in the audience about 6 people who has attributed to that success. I see Gerald Moore in the back, my classmate from Madison High School, or my homeboy from Madison High School. I want to thank Mr. Ryan McGinty, who also worked with me with Panther Sports, and I have one of my students from last year who's been out here. So it's just a pleasure to be here, and thank you for that, Charles. I just wanted to publicly tell you that. You know how much I love you. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll bring the athletic director for our Prairie View A&M University Panthers, Mr. Ashley Robinson.
Good afternoon. Guaranteeing to win, Dr. McCullough, right?
That's right. You want me to get up there again?
Say it one more time.
I guarantee.
Good afternoon. And I just want to touch on, first point I want to touch on our relationship as Dr. McCullough. Both from the same area, both in high school. He went to Callaway, I went to Merle. If anybody know anything about that, that's a big rivalry as well. And he is also one of my mentors growing up as being a young athletic director. I was at the conference office as well, so we do have a great relationship, and people, we do work together. We have fun, but we do work together. The 30th year of the Labor Day Classic. I just want to say I'm very excited to be here again. And it's an honor to be a part of an event with so much tradition, I mean, so much history and tradition. The game returns back to NRG this year, and we have a great working relationship. It dates back from the 1960s when PV began to move our games to the Astrodome. History suggests a good crowd as Sunday has drawn well for the Labor Day Classic. The Classic's largest crowd has all been in NRG Stadium. Fans, you have no reason to miss the Labor Day Classic this year. There will be no pro football on Sunday, no college games in the area. Texas, spend your Labor Day weekend playing some golf on Friday at Cypress Lake Golf Course and watching a hometown rivalry on Sunday at NRG Stadium. If the theory about offense sells tickets, Coach Ashbury, we will sell out. We were ranked top 10 amongst the FCS teams and the SWAC last season in offense. We're very excited about our first completed project in our baseball complex. Upcoming projects at PV, our rec center, locker rooms, bowling alley and retail center, track facilities and soccer facilities. And we're happy to announce that we will break ground on our football stadium and athletic complex this year. I would like to thank Lone Star Sports and their marketing support and cross-promotion with Texas Radio, SMG and NRG, Nina Jackson especially for their marketing assistance and quick turnarounds, Justin White for his assistance in making this event a success, Chris Rogers, SMG event operator for his ability to accommodate our game for catering our needs, Airmark and Miss Tan for their catering, and the Texans for all their support, and the media in attendance today. Our doors are always open to coverage. We have some special things at PVAMU on the horizon. we want you to be a part of it. It's a nice, quick, and 40-minute drive from your doorsteps. Again, thank you all for your support. PVA and MU Athletics. All out, all game, all season. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you of our calendar of events for this week. Don't forget this Wednesday, the annual Touchdown Club Luncheon will be held at the Power Center right here in Houston, Texas. And then on Friday, the Prairie View A&M Labor Day Classic Golf Tournament will be held at Cypress Lakes in Houston, or in Cypress, pardon me, starting at 8 o'clock a.m. Our question and answers portion will be after the press conference is over. The coaches will be here to answer any questions from the press. Before we depart, ladies and gentlemen, let's bless our food. Please bow your heads. Gracious Master, we're truly thankful for the food that we're about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies. For Christ's sake, amen. Amen. Once again, a big game. Texas Southern versus Prairie View A&M this Sunday, NRG Stadium, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock right here. I want to thank our athletic director, Mr. Ashley Robinson, and Ryan McGinty, and Coach Alicia Pete for having me again. I think this is my 7th Labor Day Classic luncheon. So thank y'all very much. You have a pleasant afternoon. Yes, sir, Coach. Big people. We play on Wednesday, Coach? Okay, I think we're ready. All right, thank you very much. Lunch is in the rear, folks. Lunch is in the rear.